Good morning, students. Our today's topic is the last topic of lesson 3, and that is demonetization. Students, this concept is something which you might be familiar about because a recent phenomenon that was held in 2016. I think demonetization is something, the term you must have heard, and that is the historic date. That date is November 8, 2016 at 8 p.m. Suddenly, the Prime Minister of our country, Shri Narendra Modi, he came to the national television and he announced about demonetization. Something which was unexpected, something to which no one had knowledge about, and it came all of a sudden. If it came all of a sudden, it was taken by surprise also by many, because there was no idea that this demonetization was going to come on that date. And that is why it is considered as a historic date. You have to memorize this date, and this date is November 8, 2016. The time is 8 p.m. It's not that demonetization came in India only on this date. Also, 2 times earlier, demonetization has been done in India, and that was in the year 1946 and then in the year 1978. Now the question arises, what is demonetization and how did it impact our Indian economy? Now once Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, he came to address the citizens of India, what he announced was that from midnight, that is 12 o'clock on that date, that is November 8, 2016, rupees 500 and rupees 1000 notes which were in circulation in our economy, that would be demonetized. What did it mean? For that we have to understand the meaning of demonetization, and that will make us clear that if this step was taken by our Honorable Prime Minister, how did it impact the Indian economy and what are the features of demonetization. So you all understand one thing, my dear students, that money which is in circulation in the economy has value. Money is always in the form of currency notes or coins which we use, and money is used as a medium of exchange to purchase goods, to exchange with some other product. For buying and selling purpose, money is the medium of exchange, and money is in the form of notes or coins. Because it has certain value, and that value which is mentioned on the currency note, that gives purchasing power to money. That is why that paper currency certainly is very important for the purpose of exchange. So if it was said that 500 and 1000 rupees note from 12 o'clock on 8th of November 2016 that will be demonetized, That means it will no longer be in circulation. That was taken off from circulation, and the value of that currency note was no longer. So that was something which brought the people to a shock. Many of them were shocked. Why there was an atmosphere of shock and surprises, that we'll be learning when we're learning about the features and impacts, how demonetization impacts the economy. But we have to understand that. So demonetization is the act of seizing the status of currency unit as a legal tender. Legal tender means a currency having legal tender means a currency has a value, and that value is given to the currency by the government of a country. And if that value is taken away, that means it loses the status of legal tender. And this is what was done. Demonetization of 5,000 and 1,000 rupees note, that was done. That means it was no longer a legal tender. And one thing which is very, very important, at that time 86% of the currency notes in circulation were in the form of 500 and 1,000 rupees note. So if it was taken back, then what would be the impact? How was it going to affect the people of the country? And how was the economy going to run? Those things will be learned. So demonetization is basically an act of seizing or withdrawing, you may say, or scrapping the status of currency unit as a legal tender. It was no more a legal tender. Already I have explained to you, when we say legal tender, that means that currency which is valid, that is why it is called legal tender. If the, you may say, validity of that currency is no more, it becomes invalid currency. If it is used, it will be simple, a piece of paper. If it has no value, if it is invalid, and it is going to lose its purchasing power. So in this way, we could see that with the demonetization process, 500 and 1,000 rupees note, it became invalid. It only became a printed piece of paper, and it did not have further purchasing power. So if the people, they had those 500 and 1,000 rupees note at their homes, what would they do with it? If it was invalid, immediately it was declared with immediate effect that from 12 o'clock it will no longer be in use and it will be invalid, then what would the people do? So government took some steps. The government decided that those who are having these notes at home, they could deposit it in banks and exchange it with the new currency. So that was what the government, and it gave a certain time limit within which everyone who had these 500 and 1,000 rupees notes at home, they could get exchanged with the new ones. And we are going to learn now the aim, why this demonetization. It was once again done after 1946 and 78 in 2016 by the Government of India. The first aim was to curb corruption. How would corruption be controlled or checked? With the help of demonetization. Because with demonetization, the black money which was in circulation, that would no more be in circulation. I told you 86% of the currency notes, they were in the form of 500 to 1,000 rupees note. And if it was declared invalid with immediate effect, automatically the black money means that money for which the tax has not been paid, and it is in circulation. So the circulation of black money, that would be controlled, or there would be check, there would be regulation on black money. So it would help in checking corruption or controlling corruption. Hoarding of black money, accumulation of black money, those who had kept black money in their homes, if it was stocked or stored somewhere or accumulated somewhere to which they had not paid the tax and they were using it, then that was no longer in use because it was an invalid currency. So this hoarding could also be checked, or accumulation of black money could be checked with the help of demonetization, which could check corruption. Then third, fake currency or counterfeit, you may say, currencies which were in operation. बहुत सारे जाली नोट्स भी थे जो मार्केट में चल रहे थे 500 और 1000 रुपये के फॉर्म में. That would also be stopped from circulation because it will no longer be in use as it was declared an invalid currency. And many illegal activities which were going on in the country in the form of funding of the terrorist activities, in the form of drug trafficking, for those activities which were considered illegal, the black money was utilized, and if there was no circulation of black money, these activities would also come to a halt. So it was something which could check the corruption. So under corruption, there are 4 sub-points: checking on black money circulation, checking on hoarding of black money, checking on fake currency use, and checking on illegal activities which were undertaken in the form of terrorist activities or drug trafficking. Apart from that, the second aim was digitalization. Now once there was very less currency in circulation, or it would be a less cash economy, automatically whatever cash was in circulation or would be in circulation, it would be in the form of white money or legal money or the money for which the taxes have been paid. And that is why people would not resist for making digital payments or using the digital modes in order to prevail the various facilities, and this would certainly encourage digitalization, which India was lacking at that time. Because if there was fair money operating in the economy, automatically everyone would be interested in more digitalization rather than going for cash. So in this way, it could help the aim of improving the technological processes in India. Now we are going to learn about the features of demonetization. The first feature says tax administrative measure. When we say tax, demonetization is an effective tax administrative measure. Because with the help of demonetization, what happens? At that time, once demonetization was declared in India, I told you that those people who were having accounted wealth, that means declared income or the income for which they had paid the tax, and they had those savings at home also, they could immediately go to the banks and get it exchanged with the new notes. So it was possible for them, and for that the taxes had already been paid. But how it would help in tax administrative measure for those who had unaccounted wealth? Unaccounted wealth means for which they had not paid the income tax. For them, it was once again a big trouble. What would they do if they had not paid the tax? Because not paying tax and tax evasion, that is something which is considered as unlawful and it is considered as a crime. So government gave opportunities to those people also who had unaccounted wealth, that they declare their wealth and pay the taxes at a penalty rate. So in this way, it proved to be a tax administrative measure, especially for those who had black money with them. They could certainly get their money into white, change their money into white money by paying taxes at a penalty rate, and this was in a way to earn more taxes from the government, or the way to, you may say, collect taxes from the wealth which was operating in the Indian economy at that time. So it was a tax administrative measure. The second is the stringent approach towards tax evasion. Stringent means strict. Once demonetization was adopted by the government of India, it tried to communicate and give a strong message to the people that no more tax evasion will be allowed or tax evasion will be tolerated. So, stringent approach towards tax evasion. Third, channelizing savings into formal financial systems. Now, those who had their savings at home, it was an opportunity for them to deposit those savings in banks and get it exchanged with the new currency. Now, one thing more, the government decided that there was a limit to the withdrawals. There was no limit to the deposits. If it was accounted money, you can deposit and get the new currency notes in exchange, but not immediately. There was limit to the withdrawals. So if the government, if the savings they were deposited in banks, then the governments had huge deposits, and those deposits they could be channelized to provide base loans, and because there was huge deposits, automatically the loans would be provided at lower interest rates, and it would be beneficial for the people. So channelizing savings into formal financial systems. So no more there would be people keeping money at their homes, they would be depositing it in banks, and once it was deposited in banks through demonetization, because immediately if it was brought about, automatically there would be huge collection, and those deposits they could be utilized for paying cheaper loans. I hope that is clear. Then comes 4th point, create less cash or light cash economy. I've already told you earlier also that once the illegal money or the black money or there was no hoarding of money, no tax evasion, so whatever money was in circulation, that was limited money, because 86% of the circulated money that was taken back, that was withdrawn by the government, so only limited money, so it became a less cash or light cash economy first of all, because limited cash was there in operation. And secondly, if the new notes, it was also coming into use slowly and slowly, there would be no chance of hoarding of the black money, there would be no chance of you may say tax evasion, there would be no chance of any illegal activities, as a result of which people would always be encouraged towards digitalization process, and rather than going for cash, you may say transactions, they would promote digital transactions. So in this way it would make the economy less cash and light cash economy. Now after this, finally under this we have to study the impact of this demonetization which occurred in 2016 in India. So we will be dividing it, to understand this we will be dividing this part into two you may say parts. The first will be learning about the areas where we could find the impact and what was the impact that we are going to learn. So area or sector and the impact on money. We could see that there was less cash economy or light cash economy, because less cash was in, it was becoming a slowly and slowly cash less economy, more digitalized economy. Then increase in money deposits, because savings they were being deposited in banks, so deposits in banks, So money deposits were increasing, and also financial savings that was being done by the people. So it impacted money in this manner. Then comes the private wealth. The private wealth of the people declined once immediately the money that was taken back. We could see that those people, those who had hoardings of the money in the form of black money, it was no longer in use. Digitalization increased, digital transactions increased. Then real estate, the prices of real estates declined. Why it declined? Because there was no private wealth, or you may say less private wealth, or white wealth only, white money only operating in the economy. So the real estate prices also declined. Tax collection increased because those who had not paid the taxes earlier, they were given a chance to pay tax at a penalty rate. So chances of more tax collection. Interest rate declined, we had already learned, because of more deposits in the banks, and there was no effect. Public sector, there was no effect. So in this way we could see that this process of demonetization, it once again, it helped the economy to revive and get rid of all the illegal activities to a great extent, and the black money which was in circulation. So with this we have completed this part, and also we have completed this chapter of business environment. When we talk about demonetization, basically in the syllabus we have the concept of demonetization along with the features and impact, which you have to understand and memorize. Next, fourth chapter we will be taking in our next class. Till then, take care. Thank you.